Hello and welcome back to 21 Days on the Mountain. A chance for us to pause together for a few minutes. So this is day 16 and I'm sitting next to a gorge. You can hear it no doubt in the background, it's very loud. There's a bridge just here and I'm looking down at a great depth as a tributary of the river Gifre flows through this gorge which has been carved out through the limestone centuries ago. It's the most beautiful spot and the river is getting stronger and stronger by the day. And as I sit here, and I've been sitting here for 15 or 20 minutes, I've been reflecting on our depth of field. So any of you who are photographers, and even and I'm not a photographer much, I do understand a bit about depth of field when it comes to photography. I know that if we see a photograph with a small depth of field, we're going to be focusing on something in the foreground, perhaps a beautiful wild flower in sharp focus, and then a lovely fuzzy background to bring the flower into relief. That's a small depth of field. And if we're looking at a large depth of field, then the photo is going to show us everything in the background, deeper and deeper in its clarity. So I've been thinking about how I'm looking at this gorge. When I first sat down, I found myself sharply focusing on this beech tree, this sapling of a beech tree that's sitting right here, looking closely at the leaves and bringing them into very sharp focus. And as I do that now, I'm aware that everything in the background is very blurry. And I'm aware that, my eyes are quite sort of piercingly focused on this. And then if I raise my gaze and extend it down into the gorge, I can see that the clarity of this sapling has receded and I'm looking in a different way, softening my focus. And as I lift my eyes and consciously kind of move my gaze outwards, I start to take in more of this scene. And then I look up and see the mountain above. And I could look, as I have done for the last 15 or 20 minutes, I could continue looking and deepening and broadening and softening until this whole landscape becomes more visible. So yet again, I find myself reflecting on how we as human beings look. So often, speaking for myself, I might focus on something very immediate, some very immediate need, or something that's just happened that grabs my attention. And in focusing very, very closely on that thing that someone said or the thing that's just happened, I lose all sight of anything beyond it. But if I can pause and sort of metaphorically step back and metaphorically or even literally look beyond this very specific thing with this very sharp focus that I've just experienced and do my best to look beyond it, look at what's behind it, look at the voice, the intention, the person, the situation, the context. If I can do that with a soft focus, with compassion and gentleness, then this thing that seemed very sharp and immediate and obvious and urgent recedes. Its importance simply recedes. And when I respond, I'll respond from that softer, gentler, more compassionate focus. So yet again, as I sit here in nature, next to this gorge, reflecting on all of that. This gorge becomes my teacher. Nature is our teacher. So let's pause. Let's pause together today. And I invite you to reflect on that. Any aspect of that which resonates with you in any way, that you can relate to in any way, make it yours. I invite you to reflect with me in this 2 minutes. So let's pause. Let's bring our awareness inside. Bring our awareness to this space between our sternum and our navel. And consciously breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Following your breath in your rhythm, in your flow. I'm going to close my eyes to help me concentrate. I invite you to do the same and to join me in this 2-minute reflection. Breathing in, know you are breathing in. Breathing out, know you are breathing out. This is an act of self-kindness, of self-care. And when you're ready, on your next breath, gently, with soft focus, open your eyes. So thank you for joining me today. I wish you a joyful day. And perhaps you might consider setting your intention to soften your focus, to look beyond what you immediately see, to get, if you like, the full picture. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you again.